Rusty Quill presents The Magnus Protocol. Episode 53, Previous Administration.
So, are you going to knock, or are we just admiring the wood grain of the door? Because don't get me wrong, it's got a real mid-century modern vibe that I kind of dig. I want to say teak. Is that teak?
Look, Alice, are we sure we're not just wasting our time here? We already got completely blanked by Mrs. Hussain, and honestly, I don't expect this to go any better.
I'll admit I foolishly underestimated you and Sam's ability to alienate every person you meet, but this is still our best bet. Unless you're finally ready to come with me to the Hilltop Centre.
Enough, Alice.
We haven't been back once yet.
Enough. We've been over this. It's too dangerous.
Oh, it's not like I'm going to run up and shove my head in there. I'll keep a nice NHS-endorsed socially distanced 2 metres. Hell, maybe I'll even treat myself and stay 5 metres away.
I'm serious, Alice.
So am I. It's been almost a month now since Sam vanished, and we're still faffing around here when we could be in that basement right now investigating an actual lead.
You don't understand.
How can I when you refuse to even consider it?
I can't go back there.
Look, I get it, I do. But we're going to have to face it sooner or later. What happened wasn't your fault, but the longer you make us wait for...
Okay, I get it. Now, do you want me to knock, or are you...
That won't be necessary.
Oh, hello again, Gigi.
Gertrude. Hello again, Celia from the OIAR. And...
Alice.
Alice. I see.
We're sorry to bother you again.
Yet, here you are. Why don't you come in? Sorry for the mess. Gerry has been experimenting again. Pointillism this time. Tea?
No thank you.
You're sure? I was putting on a pot anyway.
No, really,
I'll have one, thanks.
Wonderful. Let me just find... Ah, there it is.
You have a lovely flat.
Thank you, dear. It's not perfect, but it's nice and quiet. Just the way we like it. We'll be sad to see it go.
Oh, are you selling, or... Bloody hell!
Sit down. Both of you. Slowly.
So, what's going on?
Okay, let's all just calm down.
I am perfectly calm. Frustrated, certainly. But I've had plenty of time to prepare for this day.
What do you want?
Right now, I want you to avoid anything that forces me to shoot you.
With that thing? It looks like an antique.
It is. My father's Enfield No. 2 from his officer days. It's almost 100 years old, but I can assure you it has been very well cared for and is quite functional.
Cool. Celia, why does this old lady want to shoot us?
I don't know.
I shouldn't have let you leave last time, but Gerry was adamant. I knew you'd be back for him, but I'm ready to stop you.
Gerry, he's your grandson, right? Celia, why does she think we want to steal her grandson?
I don't know. Gertrude, what is going on here?
Phones, watches, any other electronics on the table now.
Listen, you don't want to hurt us.
Of course not. but I'll get over it. Now turn around, hands on your head.
People will notice we're missing.
Eventually.
We'll be long gone by then. Just as long as we're finished before... too late.
What's funny?
Sorry, this is so daft. After everything that's gone on, this is what does us in.
Stop, this is serious.
I just honestly didn't see it coming. Getting shot by an antique-wielding grandmother.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Gigi, I'm back. I got the milk and loo roll, but you didn't say what type of biscuit, so...
Hi, Gerry.
Celia, hi. Gigi, what's all this?
I have it under control, Gerry. If you could just be a good lad and give me a few minutes, maybe take a walk around the park.
That does sound fun, but I do need to know why you've got the gun out and are pointing it at Celia and...
Alice, lovely to meet you.
And you. I love your hair.
Thanks.
They came back, which means the government knows about you, which means we have to leave.
And you want to shoot them?
Well, not anymore, obviously.
Great.
So, what? We're good?
For now, at least. Tea?
Oh, yes, please, Gerry.
And Alice already asked for a cup.
Righto.
So, just to be clear, you were going to shoot us, right?
That was the general idea, yes.
But now...
With Gerry here, I just don't have it in me.
Sorry, am I missing something?
My fault, sorry. I know it can be a bit strange in extreme situations like this, but it's not something I can turn off, I'm afraid.
He's an external, but a good one who makes people happy.
Whether they want to be or not.
Oh.
You didn't say anything about this happening last time, Celia.
Sam and I were getting along, so I guess I just didn't notice.
Most people don't, which is handy, I suppose. People don't often question an unexpected good mood.
Until it happens at gunpoint.
Oh, speaking of Gigi, I'm going to need you to move that off the table so I can serve.
Oh, very well.
Honestly, though, I don't think you're going to need it. These are good people, nice people. I'm sure of it.
Everyone seems nice to you, Gerry.
Because they are.
No, because they can't not be around you.
Oh, I don't know. I seem to recall you getting pretty snippy if I don't do the dishes.
I've had practice.
Well, either way, they don't look like they came here looking for trouble. They're not armed, they didn't bring any police, and not exactly intimidating. Oh, no offence.
None taken.
I mean, it's not like we came here prepped for an external.
External?
I presume that's the OIAR word for catalysed subjects.
Oh, I see. So you really didn't know?
Nope. We wanted to ask you about something else entirely. Complete misunderstanding.
Now that is funny.
So, what's your story? Can't really go back to the sweet old lady routine now.
You may as well tell them. They've been asking about the Institute, and if you're set on us leaving anyway, it can't hurt to let them know.
It very much can. But I'm not sure I have it in me to fight you on it. Could you at least wait in another room, though? I'd rather not have to explain it with a smile.
All right, but I'm taking this with me. Don't want you tempted while I'm gone, do we?
God forbid. So, you want to know about the Magnus Institute?
Yeah, I guess we do.
Where to start? I first became aware of the organisation in the early 70s. At the time, I was struggling to make sense of an experience I'd had some years before. The details are, quite frankly, none of your business, but it had several important effects on me. One, it left me certain that monsters were very real, in a supernatural sense, not merely a metaphorical one. Two, it rendered me utterly alone in the world, without any remaining family, loved ones, or meaningful connections. And three, it led to me taking my first 2 human lives. You can perhaps imagine the effect such a radical change has on a person, or perhaps you can't. Either way, the few years immediately afterwards were spent searching for the meaning of what happened, or at least an explanation. It should not be difficult to imagine how such a search might lead me to the doorstep of the Magnus Institute. When I first came to them, they were rude, dismissive, and extremely sceptical. They did not bother to hide the fact that they viewed me as someone who, if not an outright fantasist, had stumbled across something she could not hope to understand. The first time I visited, they accused me of wasting their time and had me escorted from the premises. It was this, more than anything else, that convinced me the Institute knew what they were talking about. Unlike the many other groups I had found that promised insight into the darker corners of the world, they were not recruiting or selling or reassuring. I was certain they knew what was going on and decided I would stop at nothing to join them and learn the truth for myself. It was the third time that I broke into the Institute that I finally met Dr. Welling. By this point, I had found more than enough evidence of the strange and unnatural in that building, and there was no longer any pretense between us. Instead, I could see in his eyes something I'd witnessed only once before, someone deciding whether or not to kill me. However, unlike the thing I had met at the bottom of my garden, Welling was too weak to make the decision. He had me recite my story yet again, and paid particular attention to the point at which I had to murder my father and my sister. Then he was silent for some time. "Do you think you could kill again?" he asked at last. I said yes. It was strange. The question evoked no feeling in me at all. No fear, no eagerness, no revulsion or discomfort. The violence meant nothing to me at all, and I realized in that moment that perhaps the thing in my garden had won after all. Dr. Welling nodded and gestured for me to follow him. He led me from his small office through austere wood-panelled corridors and finally down some ancient stairs to a cold stone basement, and there, surrounded by 3 worried-looking academics, I found my first project with them. It was quite an easy one to start with. While it was still recognisably human, it was clearly in a great deal of pain, flailing and spasming on the cold flagstones. A thin trickle of molten gold streamed from its mouth, ears and nose. There was even some below its fingernails and under its closed eyelids, and the skin around these areas was cracked and blistered from the extreme heat. I would learn later that this was the first in their new series of experiments, and they hadn't been prepared for such a grotesque result. The only thing they had available for me to use was a heavy iron spanner left behind by a workman who'd been fixing the building's piping. It was enough. After the business was finished, there was no question about my membership of the Institute, or what my role within it was going to be. I still don't know if I ever fully believed in the Institute's goals, but I've considered the question for 25 years. You're perhaps too young to understand how difficult it can be to remember how you truly felt about something so long ago. It becomes coloured, distorted. Everything you said, you did, you felt, it all bleeds into each other and gets muddied by the things that follow. It certainly waxed and waned over the decades I worked for them. I did respect their mission, though I was perhaps more grounded, less utopian than my colleagues. It was hard not to be when I was the one disposing of their many, many failures. The messianic rhetoric always irritated me, but the fundamental idea, investigating a force that transformed people for fear and evil, then finding a way to invert it, to transform someone for hope and light, that made sense to me. Perhaps I was naive. No, I was definitely naive, but I needed there to be at least a chance that something good could come from all that awfulness. I don't know how many people I killed for the Magnus Institute over those 3 decades. More than 20, certainly. They normally made 1 attempt each year, although there were exceptions for special circumstances. Not all their failures were killed, of course. 1 escaped, a few were locked away, experimented on. They kept the blood brewer for almost 5 years before having me dispose of him, and I think the archivist was still there when I burned the place down. I didn't set the blaze personally, of course, but we all knew the OIAR was paying attention, and I had little doubt what the outcome of my anonymous tip would be. I was surprised by how sloppy their hirelings were, though. It was messy work, overdone, with no eye for detail. As for why I did it, you already met him. Gerry was 9 when he underwent the first of the transmutation rituals. I was out of favour at the time, and so my colleagues did not consult with me about the use of children. I didn't even realise they'd done so until Gerry had already been changed into the being of raw positivity that I now protect. I have never had children. I never wished to have children. I don't like children. But even I have my limits, and finding out that in their desperation for results they had started to use them as subjects. I suppose it was all somewhat academic to them. When it all inevitably went wrong, they weren't the ones that would need to dispose of the results. Like me, Gerry had no family to speak of, and he was already so changed that he would need to be cared for by someone who understood. What else could I do? I took him away, along with a few items from the vault that I could sell to some collectors for living costs. I remember I was smiling when I stole him from the Institute. I was smiling when I called the OIAR. And I was smiling when my colleagues were murdered, and the building in which I had done such terrible things was burnt to the ground. I don't know how much of that was due to his presence. I suspect the point is moot. It was an odd experience, regardless.
So you just left it all behind?
We tried to. We moved down to London, tried to move on, but that sort of thing never truly leaves you. I ended up keeping something of a watch over the ruins. I would discourage adventure seekers and explorers however I could, doing my best to hide its existence from them online or rendering it uninteresting. And I would clean up when occasionally one of them would go in anyway and find some dangerous trinket that ultimately killed them.
I didn't hear a peep from you when me and Sam went snooping.
You went there? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. I don't watch as closely as I once did. And truthfully, there's not much I could have done, even if I'd caught you. My needs have been going for years now, and the journey up to Manchester isn't as easy as it was.
Well then, I've got some bad news for you because the archivist has escaped.
What? No. It must have died in the fire, and even if it didn't, it's been 25 years. It would have starved down there.
I mean, it's definitely been snackish. It's been feeding on people left, right and centre since it got out. Then it grabbed my friend and pulled him into a portal to hell.
I beg your pardon?
It's a hole in reality that leads somewhere else. That's what we're trying to investigate. That's why we're here.
I see. Well, I'm sorry about your friend, but I don't believe I know anything about such a portal to hell.
It was in a property the Institute owned at the Hilltop Centre in Oxford. Do you know it?
Perhaps. I often dealt with the paperwork for property purchases. Some of the researchers believed the locations could be catalysed the same way as beings or objects, and they were trying to find a suitable location.
And did any of them mention a horrifying tear in the fabric of the universe?
I believe one of them may have referred to a rift at some point, but I just assumed they were talking about a problem with the building structure, like subsidence. I certainly don't remember anything else.
Seriously, nothing.
By that point, I was sufficiently ostracised that they told me very little about Phase 2 of the great work. I suppose in some ways it's a blessing. If I'd known about this, then I'd have had to watch over it too.
And now?
Now, I'm too old and too tired to do anything, except try to protect Gerry from his own naivety.
I heard that.
Speaking of which, since I've answered all your questions, I would appreciate you doing me the courtesy of answering one of my own.
Go for it.
When should we expect a visit from your hired killers?
What? I mean, never?
I find that hard to believe.
Look, I don't know what the OAAR was like in your day, but now, it's crap. There's 3 of us in a basement cataloguing junk that's fuck all use to anybody. The only way anything burns down is if I drop a joint on some paperwork while I'm napping.
And yet you found us.
By accident. Sam and I were looking into the Institute for personal reasons, not for the OIAR.
And your superiors?
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. They know less than we do.
Fine. You may go. But don't expect to find us here again. Regardless of how crap the OIAR may have become, we've clearly stayed here longer than was sensible.
Fine by us.
Thanks for the tea.
Good luck finding your friend. And make sure you thank Gerry on the way out. He gets upset when people leave without saying goodbye. And he did save your lives, after all.
You're late. Again.
Sorry, I did try to call, but...
Mr. Dickerson? What are you...
Nigel, please.
How did you get in here, Nigel?
Well, the front door wasn't locked and reception was... that is to say, there wasn't anybody there. I thought I might have to find a security guard, but...
Was there something you needed?
Oh, yes. I've been trying to get through to Lena, but I haven't had much luck.
That would probably be because Lena no longer works for this department.
What? Oh. Oh, dear.
I am currently the head of the OIAR.
You? Really? But I thought you only just... Right. Okay, right. Well, then I suppose I need to talk to you then.
I suppose you do.
I was hoping, that is to say, wondering, whether you had any work for Mr. B. It's been a little while and I was worried that we might have missed something.
You haven't.
Oh. So...
This department is currently undertaking a review of its relationships with all external partners. Until that review is completed, no new assignments are being given out.
None at all? Are you serious?
I am.
Well, how long is this review going to take?
The timeline has not yet been finalized.
No, you don't understand. It's not... If I can't get him any more... Please, you're making a mistake. A huge mistake.
No. No more free lunches. The buffet is closed. If I decide we will continue working with externals like your client, it will be on our terms.
And what are your terms?
For now, don't call us. We'll call you.
Don't be a fool. He knows who you are. He'll find you.
He'll do as instructed. Otherwise, he'll lose access to our systems forever and all the opportunities that we have been providing him.
I'm begging you. You can't send me back without something.
Good night, Nigel. Feel free to leave the way you came.
You don't want to play this game with him.
I'm not here to play games, Mr. Dickerson. I'm here to work, and it's about time everyone else did the same.
The Magnus Protocol is a podcast distributed by Rusty Quill and licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 International License. The series is created by Jonathan Sims and Alexander J Newall, and directed by Alexander J Newall. This episode was written by Jonathan Sims and edited with additional materials by Alexander J Newall, with vocal edits by Nico Vitesse, soundscaping by Meg McKellar, and mastering by Catherine Ranella, with music by Sam Jones. It featured Billie Hindle as Alice Dyer, Lowri Davies as Celia Ripley, and Anusia Battersby as Gwen Bouchard. The Magnus Protocol is produced by April Sumner, with executive producers Alexander J Newall, Dani McDonough, Linn C, and Samantha F.G. Hamilton, and associate producers Jordan L. Hawke, Taylor Michaels, Nicole Perlman, Cetius DeRaven, and Megan Nice. To subscribe, explore exclusive extras, and enjoy early access ad-free episodes, visit members.rustyquill.com or join our Patreon. Rate and review us online, follow us on social media, and email us at mail@rustyquill.com. Thanks for listening.